If you want to see this plant, come closer because it's very small. Okay. So we have a drainage coming from here, which is coming from that point. The big development called Turanga Village. So it's a mixed use. Residential apartments, commercial, and the big shopping centers on the first 2 floors. Right? And before that is some factories, some low density residential houses. So developer buy the whole land, convert into a high density precinct. And that's part of that project. They had to build this wetland for flood attenuation, for water quality treatment before the water flows into this creek, Gardiner Creek. Okay. So we'll show you water comes in here into a sediment basin, which is A, and then water going into the microfied zone, which is going through here. And initially that water discharged to the Gardiner Creek. And when we're going through the drought, there's an upgrading on the project. Take the effluent into an underground tank, which is underneath the disposal. Okay. So the first goal is just to protect the water quality of the Gardiner Creek. Second phase, they divert the effluent into the water tank, then further used for irrigation. So we're going to go to that point. That point you will clearly see the inlet, and then this high flow bypass. So when the wetland's full, there's a rock weir, takes the bypass, goes straight into the Gardiner Creek. And then we'll come back and walk around this, because right in the middle of this, it's a very nice chairs. If you have a bad mood today, you go there.
So the inflow is just the stormwater. It's not the creek water.
No. What they didn't do is they should also put a pumping system, which means that they can also harvest water from the Gardiner Creek if the Gardiner Creek has a lot of water, which they didn't do in the phase 2. But think about your project, you can, right? You can treat this catchment, improve the quality, discharge or store. But in the drought, before the drought comes, you can harvest the water from this creek and store it before the drought period comes. That's something they didn't do, right? But you can. Save infrastructure just adding one pump. Okay, so let's go to that point. You will see where the water comes in, where's the overflow point. Okay. Yeah. You see the pipe?
Yes.
That pipe comes in. It's big pipes. 2. 2 or 3?
3. The pipe is in
You see the half submerged pipe, 3 of them. That's the inlet.
Inlet, yeah.
Right? That's where the water comes in. Behind those trees, you will see a big shopping complex and the commercial condominiums. That's where the water comes from. Go to the sediment basin, and then water go underneath here, go into the wetland. That's the starting point of wetland. Okay? So when the wetland and sedimentation pond is full, water goes through this weir. It's a high flow bypass and discharge to the creek. The creek is over there. Okay.
So this is Lilydale Lake. So it is a constructed lake. So we just manually make this lake happen, and then it connects to this creek. It's called Olinda Creek. So and then behind Jimbin here is a wetland. It's a constructed stormwater wetland, and in this creek, so we just so for example this red one is a lake. It's a creek. So we just have a division here to make water getting into the wetland, and then do the treatment, and then get into the lake. And another part is from the lake directly getting into, from the creek directly getting into this lake. So for this lake, there is a big stormwater harvesting lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right pocket.
And you can see there are some small island in the middle of the lake, which is what we mentioned before. It's just we dig a lot, cut and fill. We just take some soil and make it as an island in the middle of the lake. So we can see there are some constructions make it like smart division of the water, which is at the upstream of the creek, and also you can see the upstream of the wetland. You can go and have a look. Yeah.
So this is the upstream feeding into the lake, and that's the downstream. So we're going to upstream, and now it's going to fall through the wetland.
Okay, let's go.
This generation of wetland have a very different mindset. It's designed to prevent people from going in. So that's why you see most of the places are fenced off, only on some dedicated pathways. And in the afternoon, we're going to show you another wetland. It's fully open. It's designed for people to come in.
We get around here. So here there is a graph demonstration to show the structure of the wetland. You can see this is Olinda Creek, and there are a few. If you can open your Google map, you can see that more clear to see like there are a few small ponds connecting together. Actually, there are 3 wetlands, and this is Olinda Creek, and this big area is a lake. So the creek, in the very upstream, there is a sedimentation pond, the square one. We can't see that properly, but you can see that in the on the graph. And Olinda Creek is just getting into here, and then there is a getting into the first wetland, and there are 2 weirs here. So the 2 weirs, this one could be lower, and this one will higher. So the logic is the water getting into the wetland, and then after the water getting high, and it can overflow to this small wetland, and then connecting to the downstream 2 wetlands. And if the water getting higher, and it will directly discharge to the Olinda Creek. And also there should be a penstock somewhere here. So if there is a dry season, they can open the penstock to make sure the water from upstream directly goes into the lake, because the lake water level is getting lower. But if they have enough water upstream, and it will get into the wetland first, and then do the treatment, and then flow into the outlet, and connecting to this Lilydale lake. So that is the logic of the wetland. And now I think we have visited a few wetlands. The first day we visited the Troops Creek wetland, and yesterday we visited some like stormwater wetland, and today is this Lilydale Lake wetland. They have different types. You can think about that. So the first day we went to the Troops Creek wetland. It's just connecting to the creek. So the creek water getting into the wetland and do the treatment, and there is a small pond for stormwater harvesting. We just take the water and do more treatment and getting into the big rainwater tank for stormwater harvesting. And then the water, the rest of the water will goes into the downstream stormwater pipe, directly discharged to the downstream of the river or the ocean. And yesterday, it is some stormwater constructed wetland. It's just collecting the stormwater from the stormwater pipes, and then after treatment, getting into some like rainwater tank or whatever, and then getting discharged to the downstream. And this one, you can see it's divided the creek into 2 parts. One part is getting into the creek and directly connecting to this lake, and another part of the water is going into the wetland. So here, this wetland is the biggest stormwater harvesting wetland, which makes sure the water is going into the big lake for stormwater harvesting. So the purpose for us to show you these 3 kinds of wetland is we can do different kinds of wetlands. Beside the river, or just collecting to the stormwater, or we can connect into a biggest harvesting pond. That means we have a different usage of the wetland. We can fit the wetland onto your purpose. So in the future, when you design a wetland for other R&D purposes, so you can think about what type of wetland we can use to fit your purpose. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Miao. So if you've asked the reason why the wetland was constructed in the first place, it's because if this creek just go directly into the lake, all the pollutants carry from the creek, which is also served as a drainage system, will accumulate in this lake, and that will just progressively worsen the quality of the lake. So this is almost building a treatment system to treat the majority of the creek water before it goes into the lake. So that's the major purpose. So we draw this diagram for you, right? If you look at this, this is your typical a dam construction, a reservoir construction in Thailand. So when you have this, you can think about the water quality from this point all the way to the downstream. It's getting worse and worse, right? The best water quality is in the dam, and then as they travel through downstream, it can only get worse. Okay, so that's the typical scenario. But after these few days, you have seen so many wetlands, nature-based solutions. Another way to think about this is that maybe we can start to integrate wetlands along this canal, this irrigation canal. And what that does is help you to lift the water quality as they travel down, almost like a reset. So water quality is good, getting worse, and then it gets into the wetland, it gets better again, and travel down, right? So it's going down, but water quality going up through the system, down, up again. So you have many this system along your irrigation canal to help you to continue to improve the water quality. Compared to this, there's nothing you can do about it. That's number one, water quality. Second thing you can think about, this is also a retarding basin. Right? So the water comes in here because this is also your drainage system. When every water gets in here, the peak can only grow, the peak can only increase. You have no attenuation. The attenuation is here. Right? Once it passes the dam, there's nothing you can do about it. But with this, not only they help you to improve the water quality along the way, but also help you to attenuate floods. So that's very important. And in the dry season, they can also function as a stormwater harvesting system. Right? So it immediately serves as three purposes. Right? So you can think about this package we're talking about today, this one, and multiply it here, but in the Thai context. Okay. So that's why Mel and I want to show you this project this morning. Okay? Good? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. We can.
We see the division and then we can.
Yeah, we can have a look at the divisions. Yeah.
วัตถุประสงค์2 3มานะครับ
So you can see the where.
Yes.
That is where. There is a
Go
where.
to the wetland.
Yeah.
And this is a
Yeah. Going downstream.
So this is the dam with a sluice gate.
So there should be a penstock
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
You can hear the sound coming from the sluice gate.
sorry.
Like the milk.
Yes. Yeah. Going into the wetland. Yeah. In this. So I think it's
ระวังตกน้ำ
lower. Yeah. More close to that. Yes. Is it your center? No, it's not my center. Okay. You mean the pole? No, this one. Another one. I think that is the thing. So it's showing the water level. So there is no center there. It's just a pole with a label on that. Now they open the gate, and the water from upstream of the creek just directly going into the Lilydale lake.
And they're opening the gate. The gate is open now.
Yeah,
right?
it's open now. Yeah. can see the water flowing quickly
But
from that part.
in this time,
Oh, from that part.
yes, because in this time is a dry season and water is not enough overflow the weir. They need to open the gate. To release the water to the lake.
ตอนนี้เขาเปิดประตูระบายน้ำเพราะว่าระดับน้ำมันไม่พอประตูมันอยู่ข้างล่าง
เห็นอยู่เบาๆอ๋อไปแล้ว
ที่น้ำมันไม่พอที่จะข้ามฝาย มันก็จำเป็นที่จะต้องรักษาระบบนิเวศ โดยเปิดน้ำไปลงที่ในทะเลสาบ
เป็นทางลัดถ้าโดยปกติแล้วเขาก็จะปล่อยให้น้ำ
อ้อม
เข้า
ไป
อ้อม
แล้วก็
เข้า
ไป
ไปแหล่
รักษาคุณภาพน้ำแต่นี่มันไม่เข้าทั้งสองทาง
น้ำมันไม่พอ
อันนี้คือนี่ไง
เดี๋ยว
Small enough to find the problem, right? What is the problem? Is the arrow is drawn wrong. The weir, this weir, is the arrow should go the other way, right? So this is the preliminary like a sedimentation trap. Is a trap, right? It goes in, and this is the diversion.
We come back a little bit. The teeth is worrying.
Oh, okay. See, every the sedimentation pond we showed yesterday has an overflow weir. The flow direction of the weir is not from external to internal, but it's from the sedimentation pond going outwards. So what I think, what is drawing wrong is the arrow. The arrow is going the other way.
yes
It's when this pond is full, it's going back. Yeah.
must be a spillway
Yeah, right. Because the Dr. Mo is smart enough to find this is higher than this. So, right. So this drawing it should be showing when this is full, the water is going that way.
Yes.
Not the other way around. Yeah. But you can see the water is here, right? So it means that the water must come somewhere, coming from here, right? Of the lake. That's the dam.
Another side is the lake.
That's the lake, so we can walk up. So dogs are not allowed to swim in the lake, but they can swim here because this is the downstream. So in the afternoon, you will see a lot of dogs swimming here. I mean, when I say swimming, it's like the owner throw a ball in there and the dog jump into the water and play. So we're gonna walk up to this dam, but I'm just drawing this very simple diagram for JIT project, right? So we should think about, without compromising the structural integrity of the dam, can we think about design the downstream face of the dam differently? Can we replace the big slope, grass slope, with something like this? So it could be gentle, but introducing steps, but it's vegetated with trees. Trees may be away from the dam structure, but create something that people can use as a park. Maybe we can learn the idea from the botanic garden. If we put a drop here, that could become a summer cinema for people. So that's some simple. So we can, anyone want to walk across here, you're welcome to cross here, and then we climb up the dam, have a look at the lake from this end. Right? Because on the dam, we'll see many islands is created when creating this lake.
And also we came here to show you it's a cooling area.
Yeah.
So now you can't feel that obviously because it's very early in the morning. It's only about 10:40. And during lunchtime or afternoon, outside of the tree shade, it's very, very hot. And here, because of the tree, because of the water, it's very cool. That is why people like to come here.
ฝ่ายนี้มีฟังก์ชันนะเนี่ยรู้ไหมไม่ใช่คนรู้ไหมไม่ใช่ ด้านท้ายเป็นเอาท์เล็ตใช่ไหมท้ายเอาท์เล็ตจะมีพวกหินต่างๆนั่นเอง
So you can see the water level is very low. People doing boating, and I think one of the island is completely disconnect from the rest. Unless you take a boat, otherwise it's going to be a bird wildlife island in the middle. So the reason I draw this, we can reimagine this slope, right? It doesn't need to be this. So we're standing at this point. The project used to be a creek that taking about 1/3 of the CBD Melbourne. It goes straight into this creek underneath the freeway. And during the drought, there's not enough water to irrigate the park. So work with the council to convert what used to be a grassland into a wetland. So divert water from this creek and treat that water in this wetland. And then the clean water is stored in this pond, which is across the strip. Road will take you there. And this is called stage 1 of the project. So from that point, water is treated by UV disinfection and supply for the park. It was really successful. And then the government say, why you build a pond? Because when you build a pond, a lot of water harvest actually evaporate. And can you create more water for us? So the second phase is dig a hole in the grass and put a water tank as stage 2. So we'll show you in the outlet, you can see it's going both ways. Okay. So this is the project. So we're going to walk all the way up from the diversion point and follow the water path and see the entire water system, how that works. But I want to show you this, right? So you carry something in your mind when you look at the project. So this is Chiang Rai. I don't know whether you have been there, but this is the Kok River, and RD created a dam there. So that's upstream, this downstream. And not far away before the dam is an irrigation canal that taking this water for the farmers. But this river is polluted from Myanmar. So you can think about maybe here or here, can we create something similar? Not exactly copy, but use a similar strategy to take this Kok River water and put it through the wetland. The wetland could look different because we are about removing the heavy metals, and then the clean water goes through this canal. So that's one of the ideas. So when we go through this project, in the back of your mind, you can think about how the strategy can be applied in Chiang Rai. But of course, we need to create a new design for Thailand, but the strategy could be similar. Okay, let's go. So as you probably can see from the dam, the majority of the water edge is covered by trees. But in designated place, there's a beach. It's kind of this beach pocket is created to bring people all the way to the water edge. In summer, you will see a lot of turtles are bathing the sun on the rocks. So the reason I bring you to this end, not the other side, is because the other side is not designed for people to access to the water edge. It's for the wildlife, right? Because they like to live on the interface between the water and the forest. This part is okay, it's for human. We can access to here. The other side is completely isolated for wildlife. But you can walk in the forest, just not to the water edge. The outlet structure is just, you see this little building is under the creek. That's the outlet of the retarding basin, just under the big creek. And that's downstream, this is upstream.
So the outlet will go into the stormwater pipe, or it's the,
Yeah.
the creek?
No, downstream is a creek.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll show you the Google map. Better to show you. The sea?
Yep.
So the dam is here. Okay. This is a creek come in, goes out. The dam was created maybe 70, 80 years ago to create a reservoir for ultra irrigation. Right? So this land then later on was bought back by the government and then turned the orchard into urban forest and keep the dam as a retarding basin lake. The why is called sanctuary because in this line, within this line, there's no development allowed. It's like a nature reserve. And then slowly there's a lot of wildlife come in because they can find water, they can also have forest. So it becomes a sanctuary. I think there are many signboards saying how many different species is captured and recorded by people. So why I want to show you R&D team is that this possibility to collaborate with the Department of Forest to create, because when they try to do, they create just forest, and R&D tend to just create a reservoir, but you can work together to create sanctuary with a reservoir right in the middle of the forest, and then the habitat are different. It's biodiversity. Different habitat can be created. Let's keep walking. Reservoir, there are many creeks. So this is one of them. The many tributaries go into this reservoir. So in Australia, if there's no water, when there's no rain, we call it ephemeral creek, which means it's dry most of the time. It only gets water when there's a rain. We call it ephemeral. So this is the inlet. This is the amount of water birds that we can find in this sanctuary. Dr. Wang, group photo here.
Okay.
So that's the water birds they find in this sanctuary.
In the first time, you need to have a water supply here. That means that you create to construction the road.
The dam
The
for the
dam.
farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was created by the farm owners.
Okay.
The whole land is owned by Orchard Farm.
Okay.
Orchard, yeah.
Okay.
Apple, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they create this first,
Uh-huh.
and then later on the business is not doing well, and they sell the land back to the government.
Okay.
And then the government think, what do I do with this land?
Okay.
And they want to create a park.
Okay.
But it could be many ways to create a park, right? And they decide to create a sanctuary.
Okay.
Use the reservoir, but also build the urban forest.
Okay.
So the habitat is very diverse.
Okay.
This is the reason. And then they created this planning law that you cannot build anything in this sanctuary.
Okay.
No development.
Okay.
So you look at Google Maps, it's very interesting, right? Everything around this is a lot of houses,
Yes.
but in this boundary, nothing.
Okay.
Everybody can access to as a sanctuary.
Okay.
ที่เราดูใช่ไหมเมื่อเช้า
ก็เลยคิดดูว่า
If we use timber, it's expensive than having a tank. So everything you have to paint it.
ที่คือปักกิ่ง
เวลา
And the reason I want to show you here, you can see how dirty the stormwater is. Right? That's why we built stormwater wetland. Of course, we do have wastewater issue, but stormwater is not clean. It's dirty. Right? They also need to be treated.
Okay.
This is the inlet coming from the stormwater. As you see the map, there's a few inlets coming. This is the northern inlet and the east-western inlet.
จัดไป
But we can think about design the R&D platform as a floodable. This is the reason it's floodable. And you don't have to clean it. Once the water recedes, it goes back. Yeah.
But in this bed there is no function to
ไม่ใช่
no
Flood.
treatment
The little bit
a little bit
in the creek, on the flat area of the creek.
นิดหน่อย
So we drop off here, and then we walk across the dam, and coming this way, and we always follow this path. Now we're here, and then we're going up now. See, there are many tributary comes in. There's another one here.